my loves, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my brow routine for you guys and some tips and tricks on how to keep your brows maintained. So if you want to see how I achieved these brows right here, please stay tuned and keep on watching. Alright loves, so I'm gonna first off start by talking about the person that does my brows. She is a really good friend of mine that I met through working at Sephora a few years ago, and I have never regretted ever going to her ever since. She is such a doll. If you guys are in the GTA area, definitely go check her out. I will leave her Instagram down below so you guys can feel free to message her if you guys would like to go and see her. Her name is Olga. So hi Olga, if you're watching this. I don't know if she watches my videos. I'm pretty sure she does. She has or seen them or whatever. But anyways, definitely go check her out. If you guys are in the area, you will not regret it. She is an amazing person, such a great person to be around. She always has good vibes. So it's always such a great experience being around her. But yeah, I just wanted to insert that little clip and let you guys know who does my brows. She is seriously so amazing. If you guys do go check her out, leave her some love, let her know that I sent you. And yeah, we're gonna get on into the video now. Alright guys, so we're gonna get on into the tools that I use for when I'm maintaining my brows in between appointments. So these are pretty standard. You can pick them up at the drugstore and Sephora for some of the products I'm using. But the first product is just a pair of tweezers. These ones are from Shoppers Drug Mart. They're from the Quo brand and they're like $5 and they work really well. I am meaning to grab a pair of Tweezerman, but until these go, I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep these. I really like them. And to be honest, I don't usually pluck my brows that often because I let Olga do everything. I hate saying brow lady, it makes you, I don't know, it sounds weird. I'm just gonna say Olga, so if you guys hear the name Olga, I'm referring to her. Yeah, I just usually let her do most of the work, but if I'm like going somewhere and I really need a cleanup and I'm not going to see her for another week or so, then I'll go in and clean them up. I'm not afraid to touch my brows. I'm really good with them. I'm the only person that will touch my brows instead of her. So I don't really trust anybody else besides her. So I'll definitely go in with a pair of tweezers if I need to every now and then. Definitely my hairs at the front of my brows grow in pretty quickly, so usually I'll grab a pair of scissors. These are brow scissors and they are from the Revlon brand. Brow scissors can get really expensive and I always pick mine up at the exhibition. If you guys are in Toronto, you'll know what I'm talking about. Every year they have like this little exhibition festival with rides and stuff like that, and they have like this little section in one of the buildings where they have like beauty products, and they have the brow scissors with like a little spoolie for like $5 or $6 compared to like $20 for the exact same ones at Shoppers Drug Mart. It's such a steal. So brow scissors, I'm like all the way out here and you guys can't see, but these brow scissors are awesome. They're super tiny and can get right into where you need them to be. So basically what I do is I brush up my hairs, hold the spoolie there, and then whatever is above my brow, do not touch the hair that is in your shape. So anything that is above your shape, I just lift my hair, go and snip it really easily, and then it just gets rid of that excess hair. And then going into the next tool, which is a brow spoolie. These are your best friend for your brows when you're filling them in, when you're cleaning your brows, when you're maintaining them, everything. You can find these you can purchase them like in a pack at Sally's for like a couple bucks, but if you can find them at Sephora, ask them if you can take a couple. Usually they'll just give them to you if you ask for them. But these are awesome, great stuff for your brows. Just go in and brush them out, hold them up, trim your lashes, my brows, and yeah, these are awesome. They're such a great tool, and if you're a makeup artist, you should have these anyways because Disposable does. So yeah, but anyways, let's get into the next one. Next, I have a facial razor. I don't use this on my brows often. Like I said, I only use them in an emergency. I usually, if you guys have seen women like in videos and stuff where they shave their face, I do that every once in a while. Don't do it all the time just because it gets annoying. And yeah, but anyways, I usually use this in a pinch, and the only place that I use this on is on the top of my brow. I never touch the bottom part of my brow. Do not do that. You will regret it, because if you hit anywhere of your shape, you're gonna mess it up and then you're gonna have to wait for it to grow back. So basically what I do is hold my skin taut just a little bit, and then I just shave whatever needs to be shaved. Try not to get too close to your shape, just in case if you nick it and take a part of your brow off, because sometimes these things, depending on where you buy them from, they can get really sharp. So just be really careful with that. Yeah. Alright guys, the next tools I'm going to be sharing with you guys are my brushes. These are the 4 brushes that I use the most often for my brow area. This one not so much. You could probably leave this one out. I just like the shape of it, and I like the way that it applies concealer, but it's totally optional. This is the Sephora Collection Pro Airbrush Concealer number 57. This is great for the top of the brow. It like lays the concealer really nicely. You'll see it in the demo that I show you guys. But these three right here are my top favorite brushes that I use for my brows. This first one is from Anastasia. This is their number 12 brow brush. And as you guys can see, it does have a spoolie on the end, which is great. But the only thing is that it gets really dirty and gross, and I don't like the idea of having to use this all the time and not being able to clean it properly, and just like little fuzzies and stuff get into it and it gets kind of gross. So this is why I love my disposable one, so I can use it for a few weeks, maybe even a month or whatever. You can clean these easier than the ones on the brush because, I don't know, they're made differently. But these ones you can just throw away, and you most likely will get them for free from Sephora, like I said. So it's just like whatever, you can just throw them out and go get a new one. But nonetheless, this brush is great. If you like a smaller angled brush, then definitely check out the Anastasia one. I'm pretty sure you'll really like that one. Then this is my top favorite brush for my brows. This is the MAC 266. So as you guys can see, it's much, I'm gonna hold these side by side. The slant is more diagonal, as you guys can see. The MAC one is a little bit taller as well too, and it's wider. So I like the way that this fits on my brows. I don't know, I just like, it's so much easier to fill in my brows with this one. I wish this brush was on this spoolie, I guess you could say, in a way sometimes, but because like when I'm traveling, I don't have to take two different things. So I love this brush. It's nice and flexible. It's not too stiff. If you're somebody that has less brow hair, you'll probably want the Anastasia one because the bristles are much stiffer. It's more dense, so you'll be able to get a much crisper line. As for me, my brows are already pretty full, so I don't need a really stiff brush. I really just need product to put in my brows, and then I'm good to go. All right, love, so the next things I'm going to be talking about are my products. Definitely a concealer is something to add to your routine, especially in between your appointments, to help clean up the little brows. It'll help cover them until you can go and get your brows done. My favorite is the Kat Von D Lock-It Tattoo Concealer, and my shade is in Light 18. Another option you could use is the MAC Studio, I think it's a Studio Fix concealer in like the pot. That one's really great as well. This one has definitely become one of my favorites. It's super creamy, blends really nicely, and sets into the skin really nice, and doesn't really like give that dry look. Alright guys, so the next one I'm going to be talking about is my actual brow product. So this right here is the Anastasia Dip Brow. I go back and forth with brow products sometimes, but I always come back to this one. This one is my holy grail ride or die product. I use this every single day. This is what it looks like. It is a gel pomade thing, I guess you could say. It does come way more creamier when you first buy it. I personally like it when it's a little bit more dried out because I don't grab as much product and it doesn't end up being like a really dark bold brow that you can't really fix after. So definitely when it dries out, it feels a lot nicer. And if you guys were wondering, this is the shade dark brown. I did try medium brown, but I felt that it was too warm on my skin. So definitely the dark brown. If you are similar hair color and brow color to mine, definitely dark brown will be your go-to. Alright guys, so the last product I'm going to be telling you guys about is my favorite. You guys need to go try this out. This is the Anastasia Brow Gel. It is amazing. You literally just open it up. It looks like a mascara wand pretty much. It's basically an Urban Decay setting spray for your brows. It's amazing. You guys have to try it. If you guys are really into your brows and making sure that they look perfect all day long, go give this a shot. This is the best brow gel I've ever tried, hands down. Basically what I do is I finish my brows, go in and set them, and they're good. Sweat proof, waterproof, everything proof for the entire day. Love this stuff. Definitely go check it out. You will not regret it. It's the best stuff. It's like, oh my god, it's like liquid gold, honestly. I love it so much. Alright guys, so what I wanted to mention, which I almost forgot, when Ola does do my brows, she does tint brows as well too. So if you have really light brows and you have dark hair and you want to tint them, she can do that as well. So basically, the brow hairs on the top of my arch here and then the tail of my brow does not grow in as dark as the hair at the front of my brow. And basically what she does, she just tints that for me so it looks a lot darker, and it'll fade over the couple weeks that you're in between brow appointments, so you can go and get it done every time you get your brows done. But basically it just darkens the hair just a little bit. so it's easier to fill in and it looks more natural. Alright guys, so next I'm going to show you a tip on where your brows should be. That sounds really funny, but it's actually a really helpful thing to know. This is like the oldest thing ever. If you ever seen a brow demonstration, then you've probably seen this already, but for those of you that have never seen this, I want to help you out with this. But basically all you need is a pencil or a thin brush. This is my brow brush that I showed you guys earlier, but basically all you're going to do is line up your brow, or line up your brush to the side of your nose, and this is exactly where your brow should start. Then do the same thing and then cross it in between your pupil, and this is exactly where your arch should be, right here. And then do the exact same thing again, and then line it up with the end of your, or the end of your eye, and this is exactly where your brow should end. So definitely you can mark those places with your brow powder or a pencil or something, and then when you're cleaning up your brows, that will help you determine where you have to clean up and not go overboard, especially with a tweezer. We've all been there, especially in elementary school. I used to be really bad. If I have the courage, I will post a picture here, show you guys what my brows used to look like in elementary school. Actually in high school, I had the worst brows ever. So yeah, definitely I think I am going to insert that picture. Please don't laugh at me. Let me know in a comment below what your brows look like when you were in elementary school or high school. I'm sure that we all can have a laugh because, oh, good times. Alright guys, so I think that's everything for all my products. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm gonna send you over to my demo now so you guys can see how I really quickly just fill in my brows, and yeah, I'll let you guys go over and watch that now. Alright loves, so I am looking away from the camera so you guys can see the full shape of my brow, but basically as you can see, it is a little bit darker than the natural hair, just because I do get them tinted on the outer part of my brow, because the outer edge and my arch right here my hair doesn't grow as dark as my actual brow, which is right over here. So I do get them tinted when I go and get them done. But when I start out, I don't do this step all the time, but I'll usually just take a little bit of concealer, especially when my brow hairs are starting to grow back in and I'm in between appointments. So I'll just take my brush. You can grab any little synthetic brush. I'm using my Sephora Collection Pro Airbrush Concealer Brush, and I will just literally just take a little bit of this and just rub it along, or place it along the top of my brow. I don't do anything too crazy because, especially now since my brows are already done. So I just basically just apply a little bit of concealer there, and it helps to conceal the little hairs that are growing in. It also just makes your brow look really crisp. You could definitely go in with a brush that looks like this, which is definitely more of a structured brush, and it'll give you more of a cleaner line if that's what you're looking for. Alright guys, so we're gonna get on in and get started. I'm just gonna be taking my brow pomade and my brush. I just dip it in a little bit. Don't get too much product on your brush, or else you're gonna be making a mess. It's gonna be really hard to apply. Mine is older, so it is much more dried out than when you first buy it, which I actually like it this way because it prevents me from putting too much product on my brush and then having crazy bold brows, which is something that you don't want. You want it to look as natural as possible. So I'm just gonna grab some on my brush, and I'm going to be looking this way so you guys can see my brow a little bit better. But basically what I do, I start with about the middle of my brow right here, and just basically make small light strokes, and I just go back in and dip my brush every so often, and make sure you're not grabbing too much product. So as you guys can see, it just filled in that little area right there. I'm going back in, and I always do the front of my brow last. So I'm just going to go back in and do the tail of my brow. So I'm basically just following my natural brow shape. And if you do ever make a mistake, you can always go back with that brush and whatever's left over on the brush with the concealer and just clean it up like that. As you guys can see there, I'm just trying to see if you guys can see me properly. Okay, and then I'm just gonna dip my brush back in once, and I'm just gonna start right at the front here and literally just flick my brush, and I'm also gonna make it vertical and flick this way, and then do the same at the top. And then always go in with your little spoolie brush and brush out your brows, just to make sure that there's not too much product in one area and that it looks natural. Alright loves, so I'm finished filling in my brow. I'm just going to go in with my favorite, absolute favorite product from Anastasia for my brows. It is the brow gel, and basically I'm just going to take some and just basically just run it through my brows. It gives that nice polished effect, keeps your brows set all day long, makes them waterproof pretty much, and you won't have to worry about your brows moving anywhere. Alright love, so as you guys can see, my brow is completely done. Didn't take a lot of product. As you guys can see, you could barely see anything on my brush. My brush is pretty much clean. So very little product goes a long way with this, and I actually like it when it's dried out, like I said earlier, because I feel like it just grabs the perfect amount of product, and an angled brush like this will definitely give you the technique that you're looking for. But yeah, so as you guys can see, I'm going to show you guys my brows. This one here is not filled in and this one is filled in. So as you guys can see, it gives you that nice, clean, sharp effect. I love filling in my brows. Ever since I started filling them in, I just can't go without it. So yeah, I'm gonna zoom you guys back out and then we'll finish off the video. Alright guys, so that was the entire video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys liked it, please give it a big thumbs up. It helps out my channel a lot. And also hit the subscribe button down below. I have new videos every single week. Thank you guys so much for watching again. I'll see you guys in my next one. Mwah. Bye! Hi my loves, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about my monthly favorites. So if you guys want to see what my favorites are for the month of March, please stay tuned and keep on watching.